Big Rich.
He really just doesn't care what people think about him. I think it's one of his greatest strengths as well.
One of my favorite players I've ever been around and ever experienced to be around and to coach.
He just took life in stride. Was not one of those that would give us grief or anything else like that. He was just cool.
I think it kind of shows through in the way he plays, because he's the kind of player that he doesn't care to go get his hands dirty. He doesn't care that, like, he's this big guy on the ground going for the ball. I think it's something that's definitely come across his whole life.
I've coached Richard now for 3.5 years. I had him when he returned from his mission 3 years ago, his freshman, when he played 0 minutes a game.
And we didn't really know what to expect when we got him back. So he came back, got to Utah Valley. His freshman year, couldn't even scratch. Couldn't get a second of time.
Things weren't really going the way he thought they would from a basketball perspective. My dad was sick. There were other, like, depression issues, things that he was working his way through.
He was like, I don't know what my future is here. I don't know if I'm good enough to play here. I don't know if I fit here. Was thinking about maybe transferring, finding a better fit to play. And we went on a team hike. We had all the guys sleep at my house, and then we woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we went all together and climbed Mount Timpanogos.
I've grown up hiking and doing outdoorsy stuff, so I was like, oh, I gotta get up this thing in record time. And I was kind of hauling it up, but when I was by myself, there's a lot of moments where I was just kind of sitting there thinking to myself quietly, and I realized it's like, hey, there's gonna be tough times, like, it's gonna be miserable, and it's like, I'm gonna feel like I got gypped or I got screwed out of certain situations, but it's like, when we were at the top of the mountain and held the whole team together, that was the moment that I was just like, I wanna be here with these guys. Like, I wanna, like, summit the mountain with a team. I don't wanna be some guy that's always fighting for his own. I wanna be with a squad.
He raced up that mountain ahead of us and came down. And he walked in my office a couple days later and said, Coach, I don't know what my future holds. I don't know if I have a place to fit here on this team, but I cannot let my teammates down. I'm not leaving. And from that day, he made this commitment.
Music is just such a great, like, tool and, like, vessel to bring about, like, happiness and emotion and, like, connecting with people's emotions. And like I said, when I was struggling with anxiety and, like, depression and stuff, just listening to that music really gave me something to cling on to and feel like I could connect with it.
He did not scratch for the first half of the season his sophomore year either. There was no daylight. He was buried under this big slew of bigs that we had. He was getting no love. We had a player break his pinky, one of our centers, so he had to sit down, and so we had to throw Rich into the rotation.
When he wasn't playing and he was being energetic and brought it every single day, when he was called upon, he was ready, right? I think the first game he was called upon, he had 16 points, 12 rebounds, and was player of the week.
Alley-oop, Richard Harward! Game of his life.
Every game for the rest of the season essentially averages a double-double, is the best player, the best big in our conference in the entire WAC, all from the get-go. It's like as soon as he got under the lights, it was like go time.
I'd grown up my whole life, people tell me, like, you're too fat, because I grew up a pretty chunky kid. Tell me it's like, you're too fat, you're not gonna make the junior high team, and then I went to work and I made it. Scout leader was telling me in morning basketball one time, he's like, yeah, I was talking to some guys and they said, like, yeah, you can play high school ball, but they really can't see you at the D1 level. And that made me so angry. It made me so mad. I was like, hey, I gotta show these people. Another one of those examples of like, hey, is confidence feeling like all this hard work's paying off, and now I can go and show these people, I can show all the people who doubted me that this underdog can do it.
How many guys on last year's team told us they hated practice because of Richard
That guy right there.
Because he's so physical.
No, they're like, he's so
Yoli was
strong.
the first to say it, too. Yoli Child's like, man, I hate banging against that guy.
He wants to win, and he wants to see everyone be successful, and he knows what it's like. He knows what it's like as a bench guy, as a role guy, and as, you know, a player of the week guy.
Cares about this team and the players on it so much. And with all the incredible things he's gonna do on the court this season, he's never gonna do anything more important than that.